Hi everyone, and welcome to this video, which is me setting up my new book journal for 2023. So I've got this gorgeous notebook from Notebook Therapy. I did accidentally buy the wrong size. Usually I get the bigger one, but I messed up when I was ordering and got one that's a little bit smaller. But that's alright. I've readjusted my layouts of my spreads and we're going to make it work. So the first page I've got in here is my 23 and 23. I actually did horribly with this last year. My 22 and 22 was really sad looking, but I'm really hoping that this year I can do better with it. I still haven't picked the books yet, so if you have any recommendations, please pop them below. Next up is my 100 book challenge. Now I did this for 2022 and I'm actually recording this at the end of December and I'm so close to getting there, so I think 100 is a good challenge again for me next year. And as you can probably tell already, I am not an artist. I don't know how to letter or anything like that, but I just did what felt fun to me and just kept things really simple. You'll see there's actually a second part to this video that will be going up in a couple of days, and it's more like the decoration side of things. This video is mainly just kind of setting things up, but I'm not much of an artist. I do have a theme for my book journal this time though, and I'm going for kind of cottagecore kind of vibes. You can tell I've got the little mushrooms at the side for inspiration. So a lot of the colours I'm picking are like greens and browns, and just trying to stick with that cottagecore. So I always see people doing like this shelf spread in their journals, and like I said before, I am not an artist. I am in no way artistically inclined whatsoever, but I thought I'd give it a shot. Rather than do it for every book that I read throughout the year, and say I'm kind of aiming for 100, so that'll be a lot of books. I've decided to just put my 5-star reads on these shelves, and I have to admit I'm actually kind of proud of myself. I think the spread actually turned out quite cute, but you won't be able to see the completed version until I put up the actual decoration video. But even just for this, I think it looks really good and I'm really proud of myself. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll know that I spent ages planning out all of these spreads. I drew out fake pages on my tablet and tried to work out how many pages I'd need per spread, and I had to do a bit of readjusting because, like I said, I accidentally bought the wrong size of journal, so I had to really readjust how I was doing things. So that took a bit of planning. This is me setting up my book cover spread, which is definitely one of my favourite spreads in my 2023 book journal, so I had to bring it over to 2023 as well. This spread is somewhere for me to record all of the audiobooks that I'll listen to. I've actually been listening to audiobooks more and more, so I don't actually know if I've left myself enough space, but we'll see what happens. If I need to add an extra page, then I do. Next up, I'm making myself a place to record all of the arcs that I get to read in 2023. I managed to read quite a lot of advanced copies in 2022. I was very lucky, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to read some in 2023 as well. So I've left myself lots and lots of space to fill them in so that I can keep track of all the books that I was lucky enough to receive advanced copies of. Next up, I'm going to start tracking some of my reading statistics. I had a very simple version of this in my 2022 book journal, and I really wanted to upgrade it for this year and have more information. Just finishing off the header, you'll notice that all my headers basically look exactly the same because this is literally the extent of my artistic abilities. On this page, I'm doing even more in-depth reading stats, and I'm actually going to copy some information from Storygraph because I just love how much information they give you on there. So I'm going to print that out on here just so that I've got more in-depth information about my reading every month. Next up is my book bingo page, and I decided to do this a little differently from last year. I can't remember whom did this first. I can't remember if I saw it on Instagram or if I saw it on YouTube. If anybody knows who did this originally, please let me know. So on the left side, I'm going to have the challenges that I want to tick off, and then on the right side, I'm going to put the corresponding book cover that matches that challenge. And I honestly can't remember who did it first, and I feel so guilty. So if anybody knows, please let me know. But that's how I decided to do my book bingo for this year. Next up is the A to Z challenge, and I'm doing it a little differently from last year. Last year I did it with book titles, and this year I'm doing it as an author A to Z, just to try and change up a little bit from last year. And then on this page, I'm going to track some book series that I've been meaning to finish. There's just some that have been on my list for ages, and I've read maybe the first or second book, something like that, and haven't got around to finishing this series, so I want to keep a track of them here. And I don't know why I changed the title from book series to collection, but it happened. We're just going to have to live with it. Next up, I'm going to be tracking my monthly favourites, the same as I did last year, just by putting the book cover in. And then on the next page, I'm going to try the book bracket thing that everybody else seems to do, to try and pick a book of the year. I think that's going to be so stressful for me, but I'm going to give it a go anyway because everyone else seems to do it, and I just really wanted to give it a try. And that's all of my yearly spreads set up. So I'm just going to do a quick flip through so you can see them all. Now obviously they're not finished, this is just the design video. The actual decoration video is still to come, that will come out in a few days, so keep your eyes peeled, subscribe so you know whenever it gets posted, and I can't wait for you to see the finished product. Thanks for watching, I really appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!